Good morning, this is Jack from YardChart.net, and this is the pre-market recording for the morning of Thursday, the 3rd of September. Our disclaimer, which is for educational purposes only, we're here to share technical analysis with you. We hope you can take some of what we're doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts, but not how to issue trading signals. Right, we have a pleasing number of sell signals fixed yesterday. Obviously, yesterday's nosebleed high, which was just wow, got us up to my trend line and got us slightly over it. Slightly annoyingly, it also lost me my 60-minute negative divergence in the RSI 14, which really required an extreme move to be lost, and was lost. So that's slightly annoying. So we're not going to be seeing that fixing today. We're still on a 15-minute sell signal, or at least we should be at the open pretty much, and the 5-minute as well, I think, if that survived the afternoon rampage upwards. So I think in terms of the bigger picture, we actually had a visible, strong move up from the this massive resistance trend line. This actually moved slightly. Sorry, it's stock charts does that sometimes, but this is the better view. So this is a break. This could be a bearish overthrow on this huge megaphone, because that's what this is. But we will see. So not really going to be calling that yet, although really in terms of what's happening in the economy, prices have actually reached insane levels. And actually yesterday at the high, I had this clock this at 7.92. Actually this was closer to 8.4% over the 45 DMA. The record really in the last 10 years has been this 8.7%, and we got pretty close to it. That was in June. Really I think that may have been the only other one over 7%. So this is to be a very good place to start, make a high, and I think we might be making one. I think that overthrow of the resistance trend line on SPX looks promising. We need to see some more evidence to the downside, and it looks like we're probably going to get some. We've got a 60-minute sell signal fixed on ES. On NQ, the sell signal has made target, and we've broken short-term support. On RTY didn't really move enough to give us a sell signal, and it's close enough that we might still go up and retest the August high, but no sign of that at the moment. By the way, Stan's just commented that Apple's market cap has now surpassed that of the Russell 2000 as an index. Wow. YM. 60-minute sell signal fixed, nice looking potential topping action here. DAX, 60-minute sell signal is fixed, nice looking potential topping action here. ESTX, again, I've got there, it's not fixed, but I've got a possible 60-minute sell signal is brewing. We have a lot of negative divergence here. We've even got a bit that survived on the daily chart on ES, although it's not a lot, and I won't be reading a huge amount into that. So do we still need to see a retest of the high? Maybe we do, yeah. We lost the RSI 14 negative divergence. Having said that, sometimes you do that and then it just heads straight off to what the signal target would have been. And it could do that now. Watching the downside with great interest. We've got a lot of open sell signals here, watching for topping patterns, of which we obviously, bearing in mind we closed yesterday at a high, we haven't really got here. And I think we may well be finally starting this retracement to the mean move. That may require a retest before we do it. And we actually finally made, hang on, just one other thing on SPX. We finally made it to the retest of the June high. Not huge. I mean, obviously that was on, that was at, 3,230 or something. But it's, SPX equal weight finally managed to retest the June high as, SPX was plunging into new highs. This is a very narrow rally. VIX is also going up. We were seeing this before the June high, when VIX was going up because so many puts were being bought. And we're seeing that kind of action here. We've seen a very strong move up on equities this week, and at the same time we've seen a strong move up on VIX. That is not sustainable. And it's likely to signal that we're about to see at least a return to the mean move, maybe more. We will see. In terms of the return to the mean, as of yesterday, that was about 33.10. So we are immensely stretched. Okay, looking at DX. Hang on, just seeing. What's the take on NQ right now? Well, I'm slightly reluctant to short NQ because we are sure as hell in a bubble on NQ. But one thing I would say is what has been acting as support and what I would expect to see tested this month at some point is the monthly upper band. I've got that at 11,781. I mean, that's rising. That may be Actually, that's not really rising much, I don't think. Depending on where we go to, I think we're likely to see a retracement back to here, and if that breaks with any force, then that could break this upper bound right. Until then, this is support, but that support should be tested at least once in a month, and we're well above it at the moment, and that test is pending. In terms of NDX, NDX, no negative divergence on the daily, nice negative divergence on the hourly. It might be, if a strong move could take us back into, well, probably when this is a bit higher, depending on the monthly middle band. But this, I've got rising support in about the 11,500 area. We've had a very strong move. There is shitloads of negative divergence here on the hourly. And some of that is probably, these sell signals are probably going to flex at the open today, and I'm expecting them to deliver. Would I be keen to short it? No. I think there's other better shorts around here. Dow's a better short. RTY is a much better short. It's not actually been doing a lot on the downside overnight here, but it tends to outperform on the downside as well as fail to perform on the upside. And ES, I think, are more and more attractive. NQ is in a bubble, and I'm wary about that. DX. DX has gone a bit higher. It's over the monthly pivot and the weekly pivot. We've still got a 60-minute sell signal fixed, and that's only growing stronger on the higher highs. We are likely to see a retracement shortly. ZB has gone higher. Retested this high would give us possible, which it hasn't quite managed yet, would give us possible 60-minute sell signal brewing, but really I'm moving higher. We've broken the declining resistance here. I'm not seeing any particular reason for this not to go higher, particularly if equities turn. It looks as though equities may well be turning here now. CL, we've broken down from the first of the nested double tops. It's got a target in the 39 area. It's a really, really obvious target. And my feeling is we're probably going to make it. I would note, though, we've got a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing, so the bears need to put the skates on. Although it might be that we just get a retracement and then go down. But I think I'm expecting this to make target. I think the real action is what happens at 39 and whether it does a sustained break below there, which would then target the 34.5 area. NG, we've got a head and shoulders broken down. It's looking a little apathetic to the downside so far. A 60-minute buy signal has fixed. Could see a bit more retracement. The head and shoulders would invalidate on a move over this high in about the 2.68 area. I'm liking the downside target. GC, this is obviously acting inverse to the dollar. We've got, actually, I haven't marked it in here, but we've got a little positive divergence here. We've got a weak 60-minute sell signal fixed. We could well see a rally here, and we're probably going to see some downside in the dollar. SI, no current positive divergence. It's broken the rising support trend line, and it's currently below the monthly pivot and weekly pivot. We're probably going to see a bit of a bounce there too. HG. HG, this looks like a bull flag forming, and it might well be because that is a bull flag forming. No current positive divergence. UUSD has retraced with the dollar rallying. We've got a 60-minute buy signal fixed, and that is still holding and is reconfirmed. I'm expecting to see some upside on that today. GBP USD, no current positive divergence, testing double support at the weekly pivot and monthly pivot, which is a very obvious area to obviously find support. We've got a possible head and shoulders here, which is broken down. If we see a sustained break below weekly pivot, monthly pivot, double support, then we could see a move down into about the 1.313 area. USD JPY. USD JPY rallying with dollar at the moment. No overall clear pattern setup, moving with the dollar mainly. USD CAD, no current divergence, rallying a bit, coming back to the weekly pivot, obvious resistance there, and a possible inverted head and shoulder neckline there, which I'll be watching. Australian dollar. Australian dollar got down to the monthly pivot test. Possible, sorry, I haven't marked these up yet, but there's a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing here, and I'm expecting to see a rally. NZUSD reached a possible head and shoulder neckline, expecting to see a rally. 60-minute sell signal is fixed, and that's reached the possible near miss target. KC. KC, we've got no negative divergence here yet. Possible topping action here, but it might just be a bull flag. We'll see. But this is a possible area where we may see a reversal. SB, I had a nice looking wedge here, and we have broken below it. Could be turning into a channel, but it's looking less like a flag now, a lot less like a flag. So we could be on a larger move down. No current positive divergence. CC, a 60-minute sell signal is fixed and is in the process of reconfirming at the moment. Expecting to see more downside. I'll be watching the rising support trend line in the 2640 area. ZW, yeah, of course I can do a sell recap at the end. ZW, Wondering about a move down to test rising support in the 550 area. A 60-minute sell signal has fixed and reconfirmed. Could well go lower than that. If this trend line is right, then this is an overthrow and this should break. Corn, possible topping action here. Not looking an awful lot like a Head and Shoulders. Keeping an open mind. Soy. Soy has retested the high, possible second high of a double top here. I'm keeping an open mind, but I do think we've got negative divergence now on the daily, and that may well deliver. Live cattle, it's gone a little lower. It's reached the 50% fib. The 60-minute buy signal is fixed and is trying to reconfirm. Sustained break over, well, any break really over this declining resistance in the 106 area, likely points upward, although we do have support just above at the weekly pivot and the monthly pivot, obviously. But I think this is a bull flag, and it looks like it's going to be turning back up shortly. Lean holds, I was saying this this double top failure might be failing, and we've gone back, retested the high. This could be second high of a larger double top, no current divergence. CL, we've got nested double tops here. Now, this was the first double top here. Sustained break below 41.3, looks to 39, and I'm thinking it's going to make it. We've then got a larger potential asymmetric double top or a head and shoulder neckline at 39. And form a pattern there and breakdown, sustained breakdown from it would look for the 34.5 area. I think that move has started. I think we're going to make it to 39. I do have a possible 60-minute buy signal brewing here. We could see a rally. We'll see. But I'm liking the 39 target a lot. And it's broken down towards it. Chances are it's going to make it. All right, any more questions today, guys? Right, short term, I don't have any positive divergence. Equities can most definitely go lower and may well go significantly lower. I think we, however, I don't have any clear topping patterns here yet. That may require a high retest. We did lose the negative divergence on the 60-minute, and we still haven't got any decent negative divergence on the daily. I would love to see a couple of days of decent downside to bring down the RSI 14 and the RSI 5 on the daily, and then a retest of the high, or possibly form a head and shoulders. We will see. Where are the obvious areas to be looking for support? Now, SPX and NDX, we've got pretty much moving at the same price now because, of course, we're fairly close to expiry. The ideal targets are looking for could form a little head and shoulders, although it'd be a bit stumpy. At this area here, i.e. 34.55, we could see a right shoulder bounce here. If we saw a right shoulder bounce that got us into... No, sorry, actually, no. This would be in the 34.55 area. Stan's got support at 34.70, and I've got this rising support trend line in about the 34.50 area. If we break down from this, then I think this move up, this amazing move up from the March low, will be topping out. But until we break that support, we've got some gap support down here, and I've got that. I've got that in the 35.25 to 35 area. We could well find support there, and obviously quite a lot of the time, even if they don't last that long, we often find we form island tops on SPX in recent years. So maybe we'll come down there, find support, and then gap down below it if we are making a high. So watching for that. We're on a 15-minute sell signal. We have a lot of sell signals here. I could totally see us going down to the 35.25 area today and basically topping out there. And actually, if we got there and did a bit of a bounce, we could form a head and shoulders to take us lower. Can we get down to this rising support trend line here? Yeah, I think that's a target. And I've got a possible head and shoulder neckline, and a nice one, slightly above in the 34.60 to 65 area. Again, that may well be a target, and depending on how long we wait to get to the bottom trend line, it may well be that we would hit those at pretty much the same level. All right, any more questions, guys? No, in that case, that's a wrap. If we're seeing this nice AM high or low setup today, I'll be calling it. Do not be surprised if this heads down directly into the 35.20 area and finds support there. I'd be a bit surprised to see that break today if we do get there. So I will be looking for a low setup if we get to that. So I'll call it on Twitter. All right, cheers, guys. Catch you later.